All right, folks, it's another Friday in the land, and welcome one and all to another show. We call it Journalist Hangout. You say it's number one, so be it. I'm Citizen Jones, and today on the program, police vows to resist Lekki tollgate protest as organizers remain adamant. Afenifere Pandef both welcome Northern Governor's call to end open grazing, just as Ogun begins recruitment of Amotekun operatives following worsening headsman crisis. And later on, APC will extend membership registration. I'm hanging out with a returning Adekule Yusuf. Jide Kule told me he spent much of Christmas in Igbo land. Good for you. Good for you.
Planning for a second wife or something.
Yeah, something.
You never can fix anything beyond it.
I hope my wife not a listen.
No,
Yeah.
It only means that she will guide her loins.
No,
Yeah.
but one thing you should know is that there's this bond between the Yorubas and the Igbos. Forget.
That's for another day.
No, forget
Let
what
me
you,
introduce.
what you get.
Baba, please.
What you get in politics, they say
Don't
this,
campaign
Yoruba
here.
and Igbos are like this.
Don't campaign. Now you won't break the bond. All right, Babajide Kolade Otitoju is here. BKO, I greet you too.
Thank you for having me.
So, the team is ready. I hope you are. All right, folks, let's get going. You know, my country, your country, has recorded one protest far too many. The news of a planned protest makes many of us become miserable. Read my lips. The misery, I imagine, is understandable. Common sense takes flight and lives are lost while we return to square one. That's talking about a protest. Now, the police has warned on Thursday that youths who are planning a protest tomorrow, Saturday, at Lekki Toll Gate must forget the idea. To the authorities, destruction of lives and property under the guise of protests is a no-no. Now, youths under the aegis of #EndSARS Season 2, did you get that, have vowed that nothing would stop the protest from holding. There's such a thing as street wisdom, Jide.
Yes. And I think it makes sense for us to yield to logic rather than yield to our emotions at this time. It makes sense. It really makes sense to do that. We now have #Defend Lagos, #They no born your papa well, in response to Occupy Lekki Toll Gate.
Season 2.
Hashtag, you know, there are different, all kinds of hashtags. But the truth is, the government and the police, the Lagos State government, the federal government, and the police are worried about the possibility of a breakdown of law and order in the guise of a protest. And as the great country musician Kenny Rogers sang,
Okay.
"Fool me twice, shame on me. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me." The people in government have seen what happened the last time. There was nothing wrong in protesting against SARS. I have no regret supporting the protest against SARS.
Oh, yeah.
Because SARS had been misbehaving. SARS had killed many innocent people. And I wasn't the only person who backed the protest, even the VP.
Might I even tell you that as I sit here and speak,
Yes.
bail is still not free. But go on.
Yes, if you will not even grant someone bail until he parts with some money, is still much better than taking a life because the person refused to give you money. It's still much better than dragging people.
Except that you can't divorce NSAS. You can't divorce NSAS from what we are saying.
I'm not by any means even divorced. I'm just looking at the lesser evils.
Evil and evil.
The evils are many.
Evil.
See, the evil of childbirth is the pain. Hold on. Let me define. There are different classes of evil. The evil of childbirth is the pain that women go through about it.
But that pain, that's not evil.
Yes.
Okay.
That's the evil of childbirth. But at the end of the day, there is joy.
Okay.
You know? So, pain is by nature evil, but pain sometimes yields great joy or greater joy. So, this is the point that we are making. The truth is, when people protested against us, they had good reasons. Some of them were victims, some of them were close to victims. It's not simply, we've had stories that, a lot of them were Yahoo boys. Some of the people, you can't tell me, for example, that Falana's son, Fals, is a Yahoo boy. No, it's not. There were many people who had good jobs, good education, practicing medical doctors, who joined the protest because they felt enough was enough. But at the point when things degenerated, some of these same people came out to say, look, it's about time that you left the roads.
That's it.
Yes. You've made your point. The president has agreed to yield to your demands. 5 demands. Remember, even Asiwaju came out to say, gentlemen and women, you've made your valid points.
That's it.
Allow government to begin to address these issues. Government set up a panel where our friend Innocent Chukwuma was part of that panel. But instead of these protesters to give government the opportunity and then create timelines for the actualization of the plans of government,
that's it.
They started expanding the demands. And it looked like, what's going on? Then a lot of the bad boys who could not make ends meet because the streets were locked up and all that, they took the law into their hands. That was how the whole thing degenerated. Not that the idea of the protest was wrong. Even the president said your protest is valid. The VP said your protest is valid. We have heard you loud and clear. Those words were the words that the president used. You know? But today, they got a bad name because they did not know when to call it quits. Some of us I remember suggesting that, look, let's create a pathway for vehicles to pass. Don't totally lock down. The lockdown, unlike what we had in Hong Kong, they were simply locking down everywhere. No, the Hong Kong protesters would choose a particular place. If they wanted, they could go to the National Assembly, their own National Assembly, the Parliament, and simply occupy it. And then they got some of the things that they wanted. But you can't be blocking everywhere. So mistakes were made, and then the protests were hijacked. Something that was really sensible, the people who hijacked it, turned it to something else. You know?
You can't tell me what. So do you know?
Prisoners set free and all that. So people are scared, the people in government are scared that we could have history repeat itself. Especially given the fact that some people, many people lost their livelihoods because of this protest. Some people had their business premises set ablaze. Go to Kwara, see ShopRite.
Lekki Tollgate was the tinderbox, and it spread across. In my Uyo, which otherwise would have been a quiet environment, shops were looted.
Yes. You saw what happened to in Cross River. Innocent people, even WAEC office, WAEC.
Particularly some idiots go they uproot ATM machines, all in the name of protest, as if money there inside there. But Lawal, we are looking at two words here. The one is protest, the other one is resistance. When you protest or protest against a thing, you don't like it. A resistance means this thing must stop. Now, the NSAS, hashtag NSAS Season 2 is built for tomorrow. They are listening to you. They are watching you. What do you tell them?
Well, what I would tell them, very simple, clear. I used to be a fan of original protesters, and I didn't hide it, just like Jide. And I was so condemnatory of the government's approach and everything. But now, the situation has changed. The issues are no longer the same. Anyone who's ready to protest tomorrow should have everything. That's my own opinion. Because it is true that the Constitution of Nigeria gives everyone the right to protest. I think Section 39.
Peacefully.
I'm coming. They have the right to protest. And there's no doubt about that. The police have no power to take it from them, not even the government. But your right to protest, ends when you now choose to make life miserable for me. Impossible for me. You protest, you make sure you don't disturb me from going to work. Oh, that's fine. You don't protest, you protest, you don't make it impossible for me to commute around. Oh, that's okay. You can stand by the side of the road, just that's no problem. But if protesting means grind everything to a halt, believe me, you have outstepped your boundaries.
Yeah.
You understand me? That's the point we are trying to make. I am totally in favor. I was totally in favor of what all the youths wanted. But I'm no longer in support. Okay, why are they protesting? We should even say it. They said the Lekki concession company or whatever they call it, LCC, that the panel set up by the Lagos State government ruled 5-4 in favor of returning that toll gate thing to the concessional companies. Okay, you said, one, if you do that, it will destroy evidence that the panel should go through. True, that it's a slap on the faces of people who are
victims
of NSAS. We are not talking about the protest now. NSAS, brutalities over the years. Of all about 29, states, who have constituted panels. It's only Lagos State, where you see proper things being done, action and public interest. So now, you want to say by just one decision, you must go back to all this. We are saying no. You believe Lekki toll gate is a crime scene. It is not a crime scene.
No.
If it is a crime scene, I will explain to you. A crime scene.
No, I understand.
Security agents will condone off a crime scene. Reason. So that nobody will tamper
with evidence.
Now, this is a place that people pass through night, every time.
Look at your screen. These are footage from
October
20.
So we are saying it's no longer a crime scene because people pass through that place during the night. The point we are making is that place is a business. Some people's livelihood, depends on that.
And those servicing the toll gates are young men and women.
Even if they are not young, they are Nigerians. So now, if those are the grounds upon which you want to embark on another protest, believe me, you didn't have valid grounds. So we are saying this time around, why are you doing it? The leading voice, I'm talking about the Lagos State panel for restitution and investigation about is Ebon Adeburua. He didn't vote in support of returning, but he came out to say no, even though I didn't support it. It is wrong for you, the youth, to start another protest. Why must we lose lives? Why must you stop people from going to their, businesses? So
Lawful
this time
pursuits,
around,
yeah.
it's the most, unthinkable thing for anyone to say, I want to start protesting more.
So, Jide, would you consider the leader, if this protest has a leader, has a leadership at all, to be on speaking terms with the authorities?
No, they should be.
Because I thought going to the panel would have been one way out.
They should be. Once they agreed to be part of the panel, then whatever decision the panel reaches,
Yeah.
they should abide by it. 4 members, including Reno, of course, who is seen as the face of the protest, voted against the decision of the panel to let Lagos concessioning company take possession of the toll gate. But 4 other members, and then the chairman of the panel, Justice Doris Okuwobi, decided to vote in support. So that's 5 against 4. Now, the argument of Reno, who has now pulled out of the panel, is that Reno and others, Reno decided to pull out of the panel today. The argument is, Lagos State and the LCC have not been cleared of collusion with individuals who came to kill people at that toll gate.
Allegedly.
Yes, that is their own argument that they have not been cleared. Maybe if the panel had wound up his sitting before this decision was reached, and the panel cleared Lagos State, the panel cleared the LCC, maybe they will have found another reason. But they are saying, no, Lagos State has not been officially cleared.
That's it.
The LCC, the concessioning company, had not been officially cleared. So why let them take custody of the thing? The truth is, they may morally be right, but decisions of the panel are meant to be subjected to votes. And once the majority carries the day, you just have to go by the decision of the majority.
Okay.
If you want the decision to vote in your favor, then you should have done extensive work, do your own work, achieve some level of unanimity with the other members so that they can vote in your favor. What Lagos has done and the revelations that have come from the Lagos panel are unprecedented. In other states in Nigeria, we didn't see that kind of energy and the level of unraveling of the excesses of the Nigerian police. So to simply throw everything away, you see, the mistake that these young people are making are many. Look at, government agreed that we are going to abide by all of your 5 demands. You didn't, and then government showed seriousness by setting up that panel. What they would have done, they should have nominated some of their colleagues to say, let's work with government. Let's give government timelines within which these demands should be. But by going ahead, with the protests and not leaving the road on time, the whole protest was hijacked. Now nobody is talking about those demands again because I've not heard that those demands. And I've not heard that panel
5-point demand.
I've also not heard that the panel that Innocent Chukwuman and others are part of, I've not heard that they are sitting. So sometimes when you make the wrong move, you lose everything. This is what has happened, and it should be an exemplary lesson for everyone. You can't have a group that does not have leadership. There has to be a distinct leadership that can interface with the people that you want to get some of your demands from.
Otherwise, your protest becomes rudderless. Yusuf, as we take this home, the line between a a peaceful protest and a violent one is very, very thin. So we look at the argument of the state. The state is saying, look, we had enough wahala the last time. We can't afford a second one. Are you taking a 360-degree look at that logic from government?
Well, sorry, I'm not. Just as I dislike the argument this time from the youth, I'm not particularly impressed by the, government.
The counter logic.
Utterances from the government circles. You don't talk down on citizens issuing threats and all that as if this is not a military government. First of all, acknowledge their rights to protest, but please.
But it has.
Plead to them. Come on. You have listened to them. Plead with them why they should not.
Okay.
The people in government are not better than any other person. They were part of. You are representing the organ. Whether they are youths, they are everything. Some of these people you call youths are not just youths. Some of them are highly successful guys.
Family
young,
men.
whatever. But in their professions, highly successful, sophisticated, educated, and all that. Look at the utterances of the police. You don't say that. The police, it's not in the power of the police. I will allow it. I will decide. No. You don't own Nigeria.
So you quarrel with choice of words, yes, choice of language.
These are not unreasonable guys. They are not thugs.
Okay.
These are decent, highly educated. These are people that you can convince, persuade, talk to them, reach out to them. We want you to achieve whatever you want to achieve, but on these reasons, please don't do this. Okay. Please don't do this.
All right.
So from the police to the presidency to the state government, please weigh your utterances. The people you are dealing with are not thugs from the motor parks.
Thank you.
They are highly educated fellows.
We must move to our next story, but not before reminding the protesters, you never change things by fighting existing realities. I hope that is clear. To our next story. There's no wrong time to do a right thing. By extension of logic, we can safely say by yielding to popular opinion on the need to end open grazing, northern governors have done the right thing at the right time. Both the Pan-Yoruba Socio-Cultural Group, that's Afenifere, and its Pan-Niger Delta Forum, Pandev Associates, they have voiced their support for the position of the Northern Governors Forum, NGF. The 19 governors have resolved to aggressively sensitize herdsmen on the need to adopt new methods of herding. The word that comes to mind here, Jide, is reasonableness.
Yes, and it's about time that we embraced reasonableness. Nowhere in the world where pastoralism is still practiced in the antiquated form that we have come to identify it in Nigeria. Because this is not economical. It's not economical. It's a threat to the lives of the pastoralists and the animals themselves. So if you truly want to make money from that form of agriculture, then you've got to embrace modern trends. And pastoralism in the way we practice it in our country, it's not modern. We've got to begin to look at the best way, the modern way to do things. And that's what those governors are saying. Remember Governor Ganduje, who used to be the headsman.
Okay.
Yes, he used to have cattle, and he used to take his cattle from his rustic village right up to the edge of Kano City and all that when he was younger, before he went to school. Okay. So he knows the pains associated with herding in the form that we do it. Some clearly unreasonable people have been abusing him, saying his suggestion that herding of cattle from the north to the south should be banned. They've been accusing him, calling him names. anytime we have big issues in our country, you find armchair critics, people do not mean well, they will come out. But once pastoralism has become a threat even to our country, then we've got to do something. The farmers' herders' crisis is an existential threat. And everyone must look at how we can bring down the threat of war, the threats of war that come with this practice. And that's why people like, you can't say that someone like Ganduje does not know what he's doing. He's committed to the oneness of our country. Somebody who can give his daughter in marriage to someone from Oyo State that is looking at like, the epicenter of this crisis now. You can't say that he's not committed to one Nigeria. You can't say that he doesn't know what he's doing. And before this whole problem began, Ganduje was the governor who suggested that, look, I have a big expanse of land in Falgore Forest, in Kano, in Tudunwada local government of Kano. Every cattle rearer can come
there
and take advantage of it.
And those who want to buy cow should come there.
No, he wants a place where they can. His argument had always been, look, you don't need to be going all the traveling 1,000 kilometers.
Not even healthy for the cows.
No, it's not healthy for anyone, even for the herders themselves. You know, and now it's a threat to everyone, threat even to food security in our nation. Now, if you have those, if you have ranches, as is being suggested now, in the ranch, there will be clinics where veterinary doctors will take care of your animals.
A home away from home.
Yes, no, it's even better than home. There will be watering holes where they can drink water, access to water. You know, there will be.
Jide, sorry, I hear we must make money. We'll go for a commercial break. Just hold your fire when we come back. Please don't go away. Stay. We'll be back. Okay, welcome back. We were on our second story, which has to do with the agreement by 19 northern governors to allow reason to prevail. Open grazing, as far as they are concerned, is a no-no. Jide, you are building up to something.
Yes, Ganduje gave the opportunity to pastoralists to come and make use of the potential ranch in Kano. And what I was saying was, look, if you have a ranch, that ranch will have everything that your cattle needs, every time that you need. Even it will have a housing unit for those pastoralists. They don't need to go up and down in the sun. You know, the vagaries of the weather they take. No,
Attacked
the daily grind
by wild animals
look, this is Wasiu, the Fuji star.
Okay.
Look at his own. It's in his own ranch.
Really?
You know, and if you see his cattle, they are well fed. Look at them. Look at that one with the protruding neck.
I go drink milk from this particular cow past the other one.
Of course, that one, they can't produce milk sufficiently.
Yeah.
Because they've been made to suffer, to walk up and down. That is, when you go to some parts of the world, you see how big their cows are. That's the point. Because if these cattle live sedentary lives, of course they will be fatter, they will be bigger. And that's what ranching provides. They will have even schools for their children of the herdsmen. There will be schools there, there will be roads, there will be a clinic where
it's a community in itself.
Yes, where vet doctors can attend to them. And artificial insemination, which is very necessary in this kind of business, they will be able to do it there because government will put experts there.
Okay.
Is it such a bad thing to go for something like this? And then, of course, even the threats like, Ganduje was saying, threats like cattle rustling will be a thing of the past because there will be security.
That's it.
You know?
That's it.
So this is why I don't think any sensible person should oppose this idea.
Let me ask you, so who is against this organized structure? in your estimation?
The elite.
Can you spell it? Because I'm seeing the picture of the same elite. Come on. No, let's get serious.
See, there is no sincerity on the part of the elite. Ordinarily, lately you see the elite blaming the media for stereotyping a tribe, this and all that. Believe me, the Fulanis are not new to any part of Nigeria, especially the Yoruba land. I don't know of any part of Yoruba land you don't see the Fulani and his cows. And there are some of the
I've been seeing them
extremely peaceful.
Ages, yeah.
Believe me.
So why now? Why now?
It's a recent thing.
So why can we place a finger on it?
The political leadership has no, come, clean on this. Ordinarily, you see some statements from governors, from big men and all that, and they will never want to talk about victims. They only want to talk about the aggressors. So when you don't see sincerity, the problem escalates. Because there must be sincerity across the board. That has been lacking.
And sometimes when I hear that
but now we are happy because everybody seems to have come to the realization that something has to give way.
Yeah.
When you have no right to come and destroy my farm because of your business. That farm is my business. I may have borrowed money from the bank to do the farming. Yeah. But because you want to do this and come to my farm and the constitution you are trying to talk about also gives me the right to exist.
I think now...
And there is no constitution that says that you are bigger than me. Everybody is equal. And if you agree that everybody is equal, then you must not trample on my rights. Upon my rights. When I don't do to yours.
So we can quickly go to Ondo State. This is a government reserve area. It's a forest reserve, right? Leave our forest alone.
We need to educate some people. I've seen statements from governors, especially from the north. Forests in the south are not no man's lands.
Are owned.
They are owned by governments of specific in old western regions. These are, you go to the laws, go and read our laws back them up. You cannot do anything in some of these forests, whether positive things or negative things in these forests without permission. And we go abroad, you see forest as well. Nobody goes there for any hunting or gaming or whatever without permission. And there's usually the time of the year that is set out for this. So if you think you can go there to feed your animals without taking permission from the authorities, then you're already breaking the laws.
And you must be ready.
If we agree that we have laws in Nigeria and that there is nobody from whatever ethnic group that is bigger than the laws that is bigger than Nigeria, then everything will be easy to handle.
So for you, both Pandev and Afenifere are simply giving their pass marks to what had been on the ground.
They are happy that, our friends and fellow Nigerians from the north are now agreeing, to what should be the order of the day, which is caution, which is respect, mutual ones. That means respect for me, respect for yourself. You understand my point?
Okay.
So now when we have that, it is easier to solve problems. This eighth-man crisis is easy to handle if those in authorities are not misusing their power, if they are not taking sides. So tell the eighth-men, the criminal among them, there are extremely good and peaceful eighth-men. Please, I don't think anyone, it will be criminal of any southerner or anybody from anywhere in Nigeria to trample on the rights of peaceful eighth-men. But when you now trample on my rights and I speak out and that becomes a crime, believe me, that's no longer what I want.
Jide, let's take it home by reconciling the recruitment in the Amotekun environment to what we are saying.
Yes, because we've suggested our governors should look inwards instead of the situation in which every time there is crisis, you simply run to meet the president. Look inwards. Look for homegrown solution to your problems, whether they are security whether it's insecurity that we are talking about, and that's why Amotekun was born. Amotekun was born after the killing of Baba Fashoratsi's daughter, by kidnappers who were accused at that time of masquerading as headsmen.
Headsmen, yeah.
They are currently on trial. So the governors initially, they didn't want to, a lot of them didn't agree to the idea, but we can see now that they've seen the light. Ogun State governor has now given the directive for Amotekun personnel to be recruited. You can't simply leave everything to the police, and the police must work with Amotekun because they are the prosecuting authority. So when they hand over to you,
okay,
you need to prosecute.
I thought there was this talk about arming them.
Arming the Amotekun. Yes, they arm them with den guns and all that.
Okay.
Of course, once their guns are licensed, it's not a problem. Just like the normal
gaming. If you
normal farmer, normal hunter.
Okay.
Going into the forest to hunt for game
all right.
with his den gun that is licensed. So this is the thing. Ondo State is about to come out with a law banning open grazing. Benue had that law.
Yeah.
They still have that law. And the truth is, farmer headers crisis or violence around farmer headers crisis has gone down significantly in Benue State. Because this is the source of the conflict. Benue is the most fertile state in our country.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
The food basket, I agree.
Yes, the valleys, the Benue Valley is the most fertile part of our country. And people would like to go there with their cattle and all that, especially in wet season, thereby bringing all kinds of problems.
All right. We must move on, but reasonableness has come at last, or so it seems, and we cannot but wish the governors, all 36 governors and the FCT, Godspeed in going modern regarding animal husbandry, right?
Yes.
Okay.
They're asking for support from federal government.
Oh, yeah.
As they set up the template for actualization of this.
And support, you are looking at land, money, and all that.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They are going to do some sensitization, but they want government to provide, the federal government to provide some support.
All right, to our last story. The ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, commenced its membership drive since February 9. The process, which meant to run for an initial 2 weeks, is to be extended. Many aggrieved members across board are making the extension imperative. Niger State Governor Abubakar Sani Bello, who is also chairman of the Membership Revalidation Committee, made the disclosure on Thursday at the National Secretariat of the APC in Abuja, where he addressed aggrieved members from Delta State. Yusuf, every political problem is a symptom of man's failure as a thinking animal.
When you apply that to this APC, it's more confounding. A simple exercise, now complicated by various interests. If you go to the APC, I took special interest in this matter. Believe me, it doesn't take you 2 minutes to register as APC member.
Okay.
They only need to ask you to do this, just sign this, your name, your age, your address, and you should provide 2 passports. And before you know, you stamp, and you don't need up to 2 minutes to stay there. But it becomes a complicated affair.
You know why?
Why? Because the various interests, you need to look at it from the fact that APC has not become the kind of, a political party that you expect a ruling party to become.
Okay.
It's like a house, big house, divided against itself. You see a lot of interest and all that. So it's not
a man marrying too many wives.
Well, maybe, and there's no harmony in the company. Oh, maybe.
Or you can't minister to all of them at once.
No, he's an ambitious man. Baba, go on.
So, believe me, this is a very simple thing to do. And I don't know. The one they did, I think 2014, there was no crisis. And it wasn't
So when you are told when you are told it is 2023 at play, yeah, how do you reconcile
that's the point I was trying to make.
Really? Make it now.
You see a Baba Konde coming out to nullify or say rubbish to your thing that the constitution didn't say this. And you see
no talk say the man say talk rubbish.
I said to rubbish. I didn't say it's
okay.
No, he talk
criticize it.
No, it's all right.
Baba Konde cannot talk rubbish.
Okay.
I said the rubbish.
He
was trying to.
Sorry.
You see,
Yusuf,
the former.
my right ear
is not working properly. Okay, they will change the. Sorry.
Yeah.
So you see that when you look at it, you see the former ruling party chairman, Ashomali, also coming out to toe a similar line. And we have seen several other big wigs in the party who are not totally happy with re-registration or revalidation or whatever. Believe me, it's a good thing.
Ordinarily, you would think an exercise like this is to open the gates to new members, right? Wrong?
Yes. New members are coming in.
Okay.
No doubt about it. New members are coming in. Look at Ogun State, for example. Some of the people defected to the APM based on the promptings of the former governor. They are back in APC now. They took advantage of the registration exercise to return to the APC, and some of them are lawmakers. So these are big fries. By whatever standard you can judge them, they are big fries.
I don't know whether it's a rumor or they say Femi Fani-Kayode is back home.
No, he's not back home.
Okay,
people should have waited for him.
Where is
No, he started from.
He's a foundation member of the APC.
So
At the
that's
time
what I mean
the
by
party
home.
was conceived, they started the party together at that time. So,
because his flirtation at this point in time is also
and
something
nobody,
you can't discountenance it.
See, time is a gentleman.
Yeah.
Time will resolve where he stands. The problem with us is that we are never patient with time. Because in the fullness of time, we will know whether he wants to join the APC or whether he's joining the APC or he's not. Because people have said that, we even said recently that, look, he cannot dine with the devil, he called the APC names and all that.
I've heard that.
Time will determine whether he's
because time is a master.
We've also heard that even the Zamfara governor is going back to APC. Time will resolve all of that.
And that former president GEJ
is going to contest
they say
the
they don't see
election.
him near the door.
Time will
also resolve that.
Okay, at the same time.
We've had, in fact, someone told me that Yisan Wike is going to the APC.
Oh, I don't know, say you hear.
There is nothing you don't hear these days. Again, instead of arguing with those people that it's not possible for Wike to go to the APC, because the truth is, people think that just about anybody in our country can join the APC. Of course, that is not true. There are some people who rather invite God to take their lives than join the APC. You know? There are people like that. But we don't need to argue with people. Let's just wait for time to resolve this thing. Those who are headed for the APC, they will find their way there. But the way things are now, inadequate materials for the registration is causing some key actors in the party to call for an extension of the exercise. So I'm sure that...
and Delta is in the news. Are you not curious?
Yeah, the Delta will be in the news. Even Kwara will be in the news because you keep hearing stories that, some individuals don't want their political enemies within the party registered. You know, the party has to find a way to unite its own people. The sort of thing that happened in Ogun State on February 11, 2019, where a president came for a rally and he was pelted by members of his own party, should not be happening because it's unprecedented. You are members of the same party, for God's sake. So If you can't fix the crisis within the factions in the party, then they will fight each other till death and cause the party to lose elections. That's what we saw in Adamawa, we saw it in Zamfara, we saw it in Rivers, we saw it in Bauchi. They don't mind for the party to lose, as long as their own perceived enemy within their own party does not take leadership.
They couldn't be bothered if their party loses
yes,
a critical election.
As long as their rival
does not
within their party
does not take
power. That is the thing.
Yusuf, as we sit here now, these skirmishes in the APC. Meanwhile, governance is suffering.
Well,
no, you don't agree with that.
I don't.
Okay, all right.
I don't.
Okay.
Because not all the states are APC. He just talked about data. Data is not under APC. So when you see these kind of things happen, I don't think any serious, governor, for example, if you limit it to data, we now abandon governance because APC, who is not in power, is fighting. So,
sorry, I said so because in the recent past, a governor defected.
It's not. This is a very simple thing to do. It's the party. And I don't think any state government will want to lose sleep over this. Of course, politicians always.
That's Baba Condé.
Okay. So I think I know governors will always want this and that, but that doesn't mean governance, should grind to a halt. For example, yesterday, day before yesterday, some parts of Lagos, there were problems of what is it? This cell tape, because what's this thing to
stapler.
Pin a stapler, some mundane things that scarcity of this to come back tomorrow and all this. They had that in some part of Lagos, which I monitored. But by yesterday, they were able to get staplers, they were able to get all the little. It's very simple. It's not a complicated thing. Yeah. I don't know why it has become, what we are talking about now as if it's a big deal. You don't need to spend 2 minutes there. The moment you're there, write your name, write your address, write your age, and the date of birth. Nobody asks you questions and all that. And that's all.
Yeah. Gideon, you are told in politics, stupidity is not a handicap.
It's not. It's not. You appear to be obsessed with this word stupidity.
No,
but you say the thing is
because in a party, some people go sit down for party, they look like say they're stupid.
Unreasonableness.
Okay, it's better.
Is prevalent in our country.
Okay. I like that.
Unreasonableness. So I don't want to use the word stupid, but unreasonableness is prevalent in our country. That's why we need to constantly talk to people. That conversation mustn't stop. The people trying to reap political gains out of the registration exercise, they must be told that they are putting the good health of the party at risk.
Yeah.
So they need to talk to them. And no one can be bigger than the party. You can't shut the doors of the party against some individuals because you don't like their faces.
Yeah.
So this exercise should not be used to achieve that. And APC must not copy the PDP in every way. Remember, Atiku was denied registration. So we are watching to see whether there will be some big fries.
All right.
That would be given the Atiku treatment.
I hear we must go. I know we did it before. LKJ, Jakande, let's say in 10 seconds. I personally cannot forget Pa Jakande, Baba Kekere.
See, someone sent me a message, said people are registering their loyalists in their bedrooms in Kwara. Open registration has not commenced in the entire Kwara South Senatorial District. I just left home yesterday. I think, as I've said before, the leadership of the party has a job to do.
Okay.
So that this exercise is not frustrated.
All right.
The great Baba Kekere LKJ, I pray that Nigeria gets blessed in the coming years with true patriots like
Yeah.
that man who will work for the people.
Yeah.
Because everywhere you go, you see evidence of the solid work that
That's it.
Jakonde
Yeah.
did. That is the sort of leader that Nigeria needs.
Yeah.
Simple, and I'm not surprised that he lived this long because
Oh, yeah.
he lived
Oh,
a
yeah.
simple life.
Oh, yeah.
You know, he was not greedy.
And you cannot forget Balareb Musa. They belong in the same generation. And the man in Old Imo, what's his name? Sam Bakwe.
The crying.
And the
Is it the
Edo man.
weeping God?
Okay. I hear.
My prayer is that he's properly immortalized.
I know you are a
Yes.
great. He's
I
a
will
great
be-
prayer
someone-
man.
some- someone
I will
even
be happy
suggested.
if the Lagos State University
Yes.
is named after him.
Yes.
All right.
That would
Someone
give me
made
the
that
biggest
suggestion.
joy.
Okay.
That
Okay.
would give me the
Someone
biggest
made
joy.
that suggestion.
I'm looking at
The Lagos State University.
LAJU.
Lateef Jakonde
University. Which has,
The same thing all over Southwest.
all
We are
right,
waiting
folks.
for Lagos.
All right, folks, we must go. But let's thank you for being there at the television. Jide, many thanks for your time.
Thanks. And I like your cap.
Okay.
I feel like relieving you of it.
Yeah, and I don't know your size. You know your size. This one is
My head-
58.
You want to tell people that my head is big.
I have not said so. They say make we go, I beg. Please ignore. If you missed this edition, we are also on YouTube at youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Citizen Jones.